J-Cat. The name whispered through the halls of the city's elite, carried on the lips of women who had tasted his charm and men who envied his power. He was the epitome of the rich playboy, dark and handsome, with an aura that turned heads and left an indelible mark wherever he went. J-Cat's world was a mosaic of luxury and allure. He was a connoisseur of the finest things in life, a man who appreciated the subtleties of style and fashion. His wardrobe was a testament to this, filled with bespoke suits and the latest designer trends. Whether he was at a high-profile gala or a private rendezvous, J-Cat's presence commanded attention. His dark eyes, filled with an enigmatic spark, and his chiseled features made him a magnetic figure. His Jaguar sedan, sleek and powerful, was a symbol of his status, gliding through the city streets like a panther on the prowl. But J-Cat was more than just a wealthy playboy. Beneath the veneer of opulence lay a heart that beat for justice. He was a protector, a savior of the abused, using his influence and resources to shield those who couldn't defend themselves. His crusade was as secretive as it was noble, known only to those he had saved and a select few trusted allies. It was a warm summer evening when J-Cat entered Le Chat Noir, one of the city's most exclusive restaurants. The maitre d' greeted him with a reverence reserved for royalty, leading him to his usual table. As he sat, he felt the eyes of every woman in the room on him, their gazes lingering with a mix of desire and curiosity. He reveled in the attention, yet his mind was on the task ahead. Across the room, he spotted Isabella, a stunning woman with fiery red hair and emerald green eyes. She was a well-known actress, her beauty and talent recognized worldwide. But J-Cat knew her secret: she was in danger. Her manager, a man named Victor, was not just exploiting her talent but also abusing her behind closed doors. Tonight, J-Cat had a plan to change that. As the evening progressed, the restaurant buzzed with an undercurrent of excitement. The city's elite gathered, savoring the exquisite cuisine and the intoxicating ambience of Le Chat Noir. J-Cat's gaze remained fixed on Isabella, her every move a silent cry for help that only he could decipher. He waited for the perfect moment, his heart beating in sync with the rhythm of the night. The opulent surroundings of Le Chat Noir provided the perfect cover for J-Cat's discreet operations. His dark eyes scanned the room, noting the positions of Victor and his cronies, strategically seated to keep an eye on Isabella. J-Cat's plan was precise, and he knew that timing was everything. As the dinner service reached its peak, J-Cat made his move. Rising from his table, he glided across the room with the grace of a predator. He approached Isabella, his presence commanding her attention. "May I have this dance?" he asked, his voice a smooth blend of confidence and allure. Isabella looked up, her emerald eyes meeting his. There was a moment of hesitation, then a flicker of hope. She placed her hand in his, and together they moved to the center of the room where a small dance floor awaited. The music swelled, a sultry tango that matched the intensity of the moment. As they danced, J-Cat leaned in, his lips close to her ear. "Tonight, you're safe with me," he whispered, his voice filled with promise. "When the music ends, follow my lead." Their bodies moved in perfect harmony, the connection between them palpable. J-Cat's eyes never left Isabella's, giving her the strength she needed. Victor watched from his table, suspicion flickering in his eyes, but he was too arrogant to realize the full extent of J-Cat's plan. The final notes of the tango echoed through the room, and with a flourish, J-Cat spun Isabella into his arms, leading her towards the exit. As they neared the door, a discreet signal from J-Cat alerted his team, strategically positioned outside. Victor stood abruptly, realizing too late what was happening. But J-Cat's allies were swift and efficient. Within moments, Victor and his men were subdued, their threats silenced by the swift justice J-Cat had orchestrated. Outside, the night air was cool and refreshing. Isabella clung to J-Cat, her relief palpable. "Thank you," she murmured, her voice trembling. "I don't know how to repay you." J-Cat smiled, his dark eyes softening as he looked at her. "Your safety is all the thanks I need," he replied. "But if you insist, a kiss might suffice." Isabella's cheeks flushed with a delicate blush as she leaned in, her lips meeting his in a kiss that was both tender and electric. The world seemed to fade away, leaving only the two of them, locked in a moment of pure connection. As the Jaguar sedan glided through the moonlit streets, J-Cat knew that his night was far from over. Isabella, now free from her tormentor, sat beside him, her trust and admiration evident in her gaze. J-Cat's heart swelled with a sense of fulfillment, knowing he had made a difference once again. In the city that never slept, whispers of his latest conquest would spread, adding to the legend of J-Cat, the enigmatic protector of the abused. And as he drove into the night, his dark eyes gleaming with the promise of future adventures, he knew that his journey was only beginning. For J-Cat, life was a seductive dance of danger and desire, and he was always ready for the next step, the next challenge, the next woman whose life he would change forever.